Cute. Hi, I'm Cait. Um, Hold on. um, I'm Cait, and I am a mother, first and foremost, and a naturopath, a yoga teacher, an emotion coder, and a Reiki practitioner. And I met Tally kind of through those things, seeing her work and thinking it was really cool, really rad, and wanting to be a part of it any way I could. How are you feeling both physically and mentally being seen in this way? Well, I don't feel like I've shared too much yet. Very basic level. But I was telling you earlier, I feel very comfortable being seen authentically if I'm being asked. It's hard, I think, to decipher when I am intruding my or being invasive in my thoughts, opinions, feelings on things for people who don't actually want to receive it. And I think I've done a lot of that in my life. And so I'm trying to take a step back and wait until someone wants it. Otherwise, it feels like it's fine to just keep it for me. What tools are you leaning on to feel safe and grounded while sharing more authentically online? Honestly, people in my life that inspire me. Tally's one of them. My good friend Allison, who is Tendon Nourish Skin Therapy. She's been posting a lot more online after not really doing it for a long time, and I'm seeing her do it, and it feels really good. I also feel like she's getting her message out a lot better and more clearly because of it. I feel like I'm leaning on watching other people do it and feeling really great watching them do it, and then saying, okay, well, if I feel great watching other people that I admire do this, then I can feel great doing it myself. But it is hard. It's hard to be online because technology and I wouldn't say have ever been friends. Social media and it's something that I have had a very, I'm on it, but don't care about it, slash on the spectrum to hate relationship with, where there are times where I've gone off completely. I was off, I like deleted completely all of my accounts when I was pregnant and started from scratch recently because I was like, if I want to build my business, this feels like a really smart and needed tool. But I'm still figuring out how to show up on it. So it's new. If your biggest dreams had already come true, what would your future self tell you to stop holding back? This is a good one. I I don't actually know what I'm holding back right now. I don't know if I feel that I'm holding back, but that might just be me convincing myself. I'm going to come back to this one. I'm going to put it aside and sit with it for a minute. What's something you're letting yourself enjoy more as you show up online? I'm trying to enjoy the silliness of it all. I feel like I can tend towards very severe. I can be a really serious person at times, and I've also, before my husband, I feel like I dated really serious people, and they brought that side out of me, and so everything was intense and serious and deep, and it needed to be the most, you know, intellectual and beautiful and perfect and whatever thing anytime I was doing anything that was visible to others. And I'm trying in being more present online to be more goofy, silly, how you actually catch me in real life rather than this performative, perfect, buttoned up version of what I'm trying to say, especially because so much of what I'm putting out there is often scientific. It comes down to what's happening in the body, and I'm trying to balance getting the message across, getting the information across, while also acknowledging all sides and how everybody's body is different. And so, blanket statements I don't agree with. I see all these like herbal websites that tell you what these herbs do. And it's like, ashwagandha is fantastic for overwhelm and stress and balancing the nervous system. It's an adaptogenic and it's great for people who, and then it tells you all the things that it could be great for you for. And that's even how I learned in my degree. But the truth is that we need to look at a body as a whole. And so there's just so many things to think about. It starts to get overwhelming when you think like, okay, I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this. I don't want to make this statement. And then it can kind of freeze you and make you not want to say anything at all because you might be overstating, understating, talking to a very small demographic, but making it seem like it's applicable to everybody. And I think that that has been something that has caused me to silence myself in the past, is just not wanting to not say everything, but not having the ability to say everything. So I'm really trying to allow there to be goofiness, levity, and also just like room for this isn't everything. This isn't the entire story, but it's a snippet, and that's what you can get online. And if you need to know more, I'm here and available. But otherwise, like, this is the message I'm being called to put out there right now. Well, this is about final thoughts, and I haven't answered this one yet. So I guess that kind of ties into what I would tell myself, to stop holding back, which is really that I don't have to say everything perfectly. I don't have to say, which I know we were talking about before, I don't have to say everything in its entirety and wholly for it to be of value. There can be snippets of information that aren't complete thoughts, aren't complete information. And in that, I feel like I can hold back knowledge in fear that if I put out there, to use, the example of ashwagandha again, because it's like such a buzz herb right now. But to put out there, like, this is great for balancing the nervous system and it's an adaptogenic. And if you're overwhelmed, it'll make you feel more calm and more grounded. And if you're really high active, overproducing, it'll, solid, like, bring things more to a solid baseline. But if you're also really sluggish, it'll speed things up. That's what an adaptogenic does. And then also realizing that there's so many bodies that shouldn't be taking ashwagandha, or that there's a better herb for them. And in knowing that and having that information, feeling like if I can't get the full picture out there, I shouldn't put any picture. And that can cause, some freeze for me. So I think that my future self would say, it doesn't have to be that serious. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just put yourself out there and the right people will find you. Any final thoughts? I think that this is something that's exciting for me to do, because being online and having a presence online is something that is hard for me. It's hard for me to grapple with, and I realize that part of that is my own, but part of that is me taking on other people's stuff from like forever ago. I don't know, my high school boyfriend, who I was very serious about at the time, he had a brother that passed away while we were together, and his brother was very anti-social media. And so my boyfriend at the time was like, it's so stupid to be on Facebook. I mean, Instagram didn't even exist yet, but it's so stupid to be on Facebook. It's so stupid to be on MySpace. Like, this is all so stupid. And that was like part of the legacy he took on from his brother. And then I internalized that. And at that time in my life, I was in such a place where I was trying to impress this person specifically and trying to be what he wanted me to be, that I started to be like, yeah, it is so stupid. And I deleted it. And then I even remember, like, years later, he like cheated on me with someone and they ended up together. And he told me, like, yeah, she got her Facebook back just to see how many happy birthdays she got. And like, I was like, oh my gosh, so lame, And it's just like, there's these things, these nuggets that I've taken on as like, this is an inauthentic way to be. To be online is to be inauthentic, and to be online is to be needing a validation in a way that is embarrassing or in a way that is uncool. And I think I have fully taken that on. And I also realized that to be willing and able to put yourself out there and be vulnerable is like an incredibly brave and beautiful thing. And I am finding my way of how can I do that without feeling like I need to bring in inauthenticity and bring in performativity. How can I do that while being my most authentic self, so that it is this beautiful, vulnerable thing, and it is this brave thing and this cool thing, rather than this thing where it's there to exist to receive validation, because that is such a real part of this tool, and something that I think that I've seen from it before, and I know other people do. And so how can I be myself and feel good about it without feeling like I'm looking for validation and getting that dopamine hit of a like or 5 likes or 100 likes, and that being like, oh, okay, now I'm going to start to post more content like this because this is what the people want. And it's like, as a recovering people pleaser, it's so easy to fall into that. So it's trying to hold that boundary of this is what I'm putting on there, and it doesn't matter if it never gets bigger than it is. The point is that I'm being myself and I'm putting myself out there.